Hello. So in the last video, I explained like how you can consume the API of this destination org inside your source org from this Apex class. So we generated the JSON. We tried to request. We got the response, and once you get the response, right, we did the postmortem with the response data. Correct. So this is how post method works, right? Where's the post method? The first one. This is the one. So this particular post method is actually getting executed from the Apex trigger whenever a lead is getting created. In the source org, whenever a lead is getting created, this particular post method is getting invoked from the lead trigger. This post method is calling this endpoint of the destination org and sending the data as a request. What data? Whatever data that you are creating in the source org as a lead, it is being converted into JSON, and I'm passing the JSON data with all the header, authentication, everything to the destination org. This is a sample code given by Salesforce. Need to use that code and get this integration done. Okay. Now I'm going to explain the patch method. So basically, when I edited this record, right? So let me just quickly create a record. Testing lead. So when I create this record, see, whenever I save this, what happened? My trigger works. This particular lead trigger fired, and after insert this particular callout method class, this particular method has been executed. If I go back to the method, what is the method name? JSON generator for post. This is the method got executed, where the JSON is, the body, the lead record has been converted into a JSON, and then again this method has been executed. This method has the code to call the API and send the request. Again, whenever I go, and by the way, let me just go to the source destination org, and if I go to leads, I got this lead created called testing lead. Just now this lead I created from source org. Now if I go and edit this lead, right? See, if I click on edit button and try to edit, let's say underscore edited, the company name underscore edited. If I save, what will happen? This will fire again your trigger. Where's the trigger? This is the trigger code, and this particular code will be executed. I'm checking here after insert is happening or not. If the after insert, by the way, I'm also checking if that checkbox is true, right? Every time you have to update something, you have to check this box, which every time I'm forgetting. But again, let me just quickly edit this. Updated 1, okay? So edited 1, okay? And check this box, update in org2, save. What will happen when you click on save? Your trigger fires. Your trigger is checking after update is happening. Yes. Your trigger is also checking whether did you check this box or not. If you don't check this box, then it will not fire, like data will not be sent to your destination org. Is it have you checked this box? If it is true, then it is again calling this class and this method, patch method. And if I go to the class, this is the method, okay? This is the patch method which has been executed. Please read this line of code. This patch method code is very simple. What is happening is, whatever record that you have updated in the source org, that data it is actually writing as a JSON, like the ID, last name, company, status, and everything. Once it writes the JSON, it is actually calling this method, second method. This method, again, feature callout true. You know why I have written this, right? This method is actually again sending the same request to the destination org, and when it sends the request, which method of destination org is capturing the request? If I go to the destination org, in the destination org, there is a patch method. So this method is actually capturing the request being sent from this particular method. And same code, you're creating the send endpoint, you're setting the endpoint, setting the header, setting the body, setting the method, and you're calling this send method to send the request. Whenever you send this request, it will be captured by this particular method, correct, in your destination org, and this method will again deserialize the JSON, pass the JSON, and do this update in the destination org lead object record. Getting me? And then finally, when you delete the record, for the delete in the source org, this particular method is there, the delete method. So in the delete method, right? In the source org, whatever delete method is there, it is also doing the same thing. It is again setting the header, setting the body and everything, because in delete we don't have to set the body, right? It is just you have to pass the ID of the record which you want to delete, and this will call which method in destination org? This will call HTTP delete method. And this method, so you see here, right? I mean, I cannot see two different Salesforce org, right? Source org and destination org, two different Salesforce org. So you cannot call like class name dot method name. I mean, this particular class, right? In destination org, you cannot call like class name dot method name from your source org. That's why this class is been exposed as an API, and you are actually calling that API. This is the endpoint, right? So you are calling the API, and when you are calling this API, right, you are basically calling this lead app, that API, right? And we are calling this API, you are basically calling the method by this post, get, and this thing, right? So this is how integration happen. Integration, like, I mean, if you integrate Salesforce with Java application, .NET application, or whatever application, right? Because the Java .NET application do not have idea what is Salesforce. Salesforce do not have idea what is this other application. So both this application will expose an API. One application will be consuming the API, another application will expose the API, correct? And this is how the integration happen. All right. So hope this integration theoretically and practically both it's clear. It's important for you to now implement this particular code in your developer org. Okay. So I'll try to create collaborate whatever I've said in last couple of video in proper documentation. So every video that you're seeing here will have a documentation as well. Okay. I'll try to give the link somewhere. So in the documentation, in case you miss something from the video and you are not able to compile this particular code, you hopefully will be able to cover that gap from the documentations. Okay, so my request is once you understand the entire holistic picture of this, try to implement this in your org and see how it works. All right, so that's it for the integration sessions. We might have one more session on the something called connected app, because I just wanted to show you the best practice. Okay, you cannot simply copy and paste this bearer token every time. That's not a good practice, because in your when you work for a real customer, you cannot go and edit this Apex class every time, right? So that's not a good practice. So I will try to create another video where I'll explain you how this connected app is being used, which is little bit complex than this. This is very more simple, and how this can be integrated. With the connected app, you don't have to copy and paste this bearer token every time. Okay, so that's the dynamic way to integrate Salesforce with any other system, right? So if Salesforce is trying to expose the API, and if your ERP system, which is a Java application, is trying to consume that API, Java application don't have to ask Salesforce guy, Salesforce developer, that give me the bearer token every time. Instead, the Salesforce guy will give them something called connected app data. Okay, so there's a security code will be given to this Java guy, and the Java person will actually consume that security code instead of this bearer token every time, right? So I'll try to create another video for this, but this is all about integrations. Okay, and we will keep adding new videos. Whatever feedback I got from this, right? We'll keep adding the new videos in this particular series. And that's all about integrations. Okay, see you in the next video with the new chapter. Thank you.